Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are checking out the new CJRB SASAYA. Now, I freaking dig this thing a lot. So let's go through it. If the audio or camera seems a little weird, I am using some new stuff right now, so there might be some quirks I gotta work out, so forgive me if there's anything wrong with the audio or visuals. But the SASAYA, man, what a comfortable, absolutely comfortable handle. I mean, I love, if you guys watch the channel, you guys know I love when a handle goes from thinner to thicker, and this one just works so well in the hand. Then you have this super slicey blade that is, you know, basically a leaf-shaped blade, but the knife itself is a Shillin cutter, right? So this is a type of knife design that's, you know, it's been around for a very long time, but recently in the past few years became very popular. It is a highly functional knife, and that's the reason why. Because of the shape, it makes it where the blade is always aiming at whatever you're cutting. Meaning like the tip, like if I'm gonna do a utility cut, it's in the perfect position. I have perfect tip for utility cuts. I have just enough belly to cut down on a flat surface. If I turn it this way and I wanna slice, it's gonna trap the materials, kind of like a recurve. If I turn it towards me, it's gonna trap materials as well, pulling backwards. Basically, you know, it winds up basically working to your benefit the whole time, you know, just the shape itself as far as the general cutting goes. Now, AURORA PM9 steel, all of them have a stone washed finish, which it is a really nice stone wash. Then we have a steel liner lock with bolsters. Now, these ones are steel bolsters. This one, I'm not sure. It might be a steel bolster. I'm not 100% on that. It might be aluminum too. It feels like aluminum, but I love this one's sound. Really cool sound. These ones both have the same action, just not quite, it doesn't sound as good, but the action's incredible. This hole lands in a great spot. You know, the blade is super thin, but you have, you know, a nice size hole, and the ridge, you know, around the edge is just perfect for catching your finger. It's not sharp though, by any means, but your finger just lands right in the perfect spot, whether it's the thumb or the reverse flick. And then you also have the button flip. Now, like I was saying, man, the ergos are just phenomenal with this thing. You can get them nice and tight to that edge. It's a large knife, and Vorsteed came out with a Shillin cutter a few years ago, and it's been a very popular model from them. I begged them, I've said it in videos, I guess I haven't begged them personally. Maybe I have stated, I think I actually have sent them messages asking for them to make a large version of it. But in my opinion, this winds up being the perfect size Shillin cutter. Like, this is exactly what I kept saying to Vorsteed for their nightshade, to make it larger, and this is the exact size that I was wanting. It's just, it works out so well with this knife design. Now, AURORA PM9 steel, you know, you can think of it as like a souped up 440C. It's going to have decent edge retention and sharpen up really well, strops and hones back extremely well. You know, it doesn't have super long lasting edge retention, but it's decent, it's good. It's going to be in the range where it's how do I say, it's adequate. It's perfectly adequate for the majority of people's use. And, you know, it's got great stainless properties, and, you know, they seem to be doing a decent job with it. I mean, it is their steel, so I would hope so. They did develop the steel, but it's basically just a spray form version of 9CR, giving it a little bit more toughness. Now, the clip is a deep carry clip that is reversible. It looks like T8 hardware all the way around. Love to see that, except for on the clip. The clip does have a little swelling right there, which does go with the design, which I do appreciate. Sharpening tool and plunge grind is okay. You know, it could be a little bit farther away, but it's good. You're going to have plenty of sharpenings out of that. The button is not inset. It does have a cutout to be inset, but it's, you know, really not. So, you know, the thing is you do have to intentionally push it, I will say that. And I have checked the lockup on these. This is very solid. This one is also extremely solid. And then this one is my favorite one, but of course my favorite one has to have a tiny hint of up and down. Like, I mean, it's so tiny. And then also, I believe this one, yeah, this one will fail. These two don't. I've spine whacked the hell out of them. They're solid. This one does fail. Hey, of course, it's my favorite one. Of course, that's the one that fails. But regardless, though, you know, they're fairly solid. You know, the amount of spine whack I have to give this one is still decent enough that it's solid. The up and down, I don't know if it'll go away or get worse. It's very subtle, so most people would expect a button lock to at least come with that much. But I don't think that that's good. I don't think it's good to expect it. I think it's good to expect super solid, no failing. You know, obviously there's going to be a point of which it's going to fail, right? Anything's going to fail at a certain point. But as far as for, you know, the amount of pressure you should be applying to this, it should not fail it. Yeah, man, I'm liking it. I'm digging these things quite a bit. I love the profile. I love the look of it. I love the action. I love the ergos. I love how slicey this blade is. It is so slicey. It's a full flat grind too. So these can be some of the best cutting blades when you have a thin blade with a tall grind that gets down nice and thin behind the edge with a very slow taper. Woo, it's like a chef knife. I mean, it's gonna cut like a laser beam. There is no milling on the inside of these, so, you know, the weight, to me, I don't think they're heavy at all. I think they're honestly pretty light, but some people might say they wish they had some milling in there to make them a little bit lighter, but I wouldn't say that personally. All in all, man, the only thing is I like button locks. But a lot of people are not liking button locks like they used to. At least conventional button locks. Conventional button locks meaning a plunge lock like this. A lot of people are liking the compression lock button locks, things like that. So I think it'd been it would have been a lot better if they just would have done a compression lock with a button attached, which would be just basically like a back liner lock that drops in between the stop pin and the tang of the blade. That would make this so much more solid. The detent would be so much more crispier, even though it's great. Like, this is amazing, but I just mean as far as reliability goes over a long period of time. Or a crossbar lock. Those are going to be very popular locking systems that they could have done on something like this. They did go with a conventional button lock, which I'm not sure was the best move, even though I absolutely love it. And yeah, I freaking dig it. But I keep hearing so many people just say, like, I'm done with button locks. I'm done, or at least conventional button locks with a plunge lock. I'm done with them. And the reason why, and they aren't necessarily just completely done. They're just done with 98% of the companies that do them. There is a couple companies that do them so well, like they're just rock solid no matter all the abuse you put on it, like they just hold up. They're very reliable, very durable, and it's just locked geometry. But most companies are doing it mediocre and some bad. So people are not trusting them. That's what it is. They don't trust them. They are afraid they're going to fail on them. They don't want to know that they're buying a knife that's not reliable as far as lock strength goes. Now, you could say that, well, it's a light duty knife. It's a light duty knife, so why should it be able to withstand? And it's regardless if the person's going to put that much force into the knife or anything like that. That's not the point. The point is what if, right? What if, and whether or not it should. You know, should it be stronger? Yeah. Should it have more reliability and durability? Yeah. And a lot of them do. A lot of them do. But it's not consistent. At least not as consistent, because no lock is 100% consistent, but it's not as consistent as most locks. So there you guys go. I freaking dig it. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. I'll say this. If you like Shillin cutters, this one is almost the ultimate version, aside from it being a conventional button lock. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.